Here's exactly what I want you to do if you're feeling stuck right now watching this video. Hi, welcome to my channel, Ease with John, where I try to make life a little bit easier on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, I'm a complete overachiever. I set so many goals for myself and things that I want to do, and if I ever feel like I'm not quite reaching them because there isn't enough time, and I've been reading a few books recently that have kind of helped me figure out my time management. I'm reading 4,000 Weeks, which has been really useful at the moment, and I just finished Atomic Habits as well. And the first thing that I want you to do, if you are feeling stuck, and it's kind of in the same realm of some of the stuff that was spoken about by James Clear in Atomic Habits, but just a little bit different, is the first thing I want you to do is write down everything that's going on in your life in a almost mood board. So I do this in my planner that I use. There's always a page every 3 months where you can just write down how you're feeling, and I always just write down everything that's going on in my life right now, almost like a diagram for it. But I want these things to not be goals, things you want to achieve. I want this to be tangible things, exactly what is going on in your life right now, this moment. For example, I'm working this job, and then maybe you could do a little diagram around it for how you feel about that, and maybe you could do a different colour for sort of how you're feeling of it. Maybe some colours that you feel more positive towards you can use, but I also want you to include some negative things as well. If you feel like you're drinking too much or not having enough sleep, or something that's maybe impacting your life or feeling like it's taking up some of your time, add that on there as well. And I want this to be everything tangible that's happening, not something you want to do, something that you're doing now and it takes your time. Maybe I go jogging in the morning, I have this particular job, I live here, I've got these pets, this partner, these friends, I have time for myself, I do this, whatever it is. What is the tangible things that are going on in your life? If you can put it into almost like a mood board, almost like a diagram of your life right now, all the tangible things. The reason for this is, for step one, kind of relates a little bit to one of the things that's in Atomic Habits, which is, if you've got so many goals like me and they feel so far away, that can sometimes make you feel really stuck, and it just feels like they're so not possible, or it just feels like there's so many of them, or maybe there's a lack of goal completely and there's just no goal. The things you can change right now are the only way that you're ever going to lead to those things. It's the things that you can change right now. And if you're just always focusing on this end goal without the structures, as it's said in that book, you're never going to quite get to where you want, because you're not building the 1% every day, you're not working on it, you're just stuck forever looking at this faraway goal, whether even the goal is to have a goal, whatever it is. So what we need to start is just looking at the base of where we are right now and what's going on in our life right now. Just create a mood board of just everything you've got in your life right now. Maybe you've been on a trip recently you want to include. You could even do it as a time if you like. So I do it as the last 3 months of my life, and I do my diagram of what's been going on, positive and negative. If for example I ran a half marathon, then in May, add that. I've started doing more YouTube videos. That's been included. These are tangible things that I'm doing, that are actively happening. I've got 2 cats. I'm, doing this at the gym. I'm doing this. I'm seeing this person. Also, I'm overwhelmed. And also, I've maybe felt anxious about this particular thing, or I've felt like I've wasted time doing this, or I'm struggling to wake up in the morning. Everything that just you feel like summarizes what's going on in your life right now. The tangible things that exist. That's step one. Step two is I want us to analyze this and to almost pick it apart a little bit, to just see where this feeling of not quite sure where to go, or not sure what we should do, or just feeling low energy maybe just completely to achieve things, or that motivation, that zest for life that I think we all have, but sometimes just the world and society and social constructs just make us go zoop a little bit sometimes, and it's hard to feel like the goals that we dreamt of as a kid, or goals that we still have that we wanted to do, and these lives we want to lead, seem far away sometimes, because that's not the reality of what we're living. So now we've set the reality of, here's our life, here's what it looks like, here's been the last 3 months, year, whatever you've done, however you've done it. And now, once you've done this, so firstly, you can come back to this point in the video if you like. So firstly, do your little mind map. Then come back. Now what I want you to do is categorize this into things that you feel are benefiting you. So things that are like glowing you up, things that you excite you, feel positive, that are great, you know, you're really enjoying seeing this friend, you're really enjoying this project you're working on, you're really enjoying this. And then I want you to also put things that you feel like are more negative in your life right now, things that you would like to not have as part of your life. Maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's something you're doing, maybe it's an action that's happening, an event, a job, anything, something that you're like, I don't have positive feelings around this. It creates an uncomfortable negative feeling there. Then there's the neutrals. So there's the things that maybe are just part of your life that just exist. And, you know, maybe it's just you've got 2 cats. Maybe you're living at this place, but you're not happy or sad necessarily about it. You don't have positive or negative connotations about it. That's just something that's happening, something that's existed. So you've got to have a few neutrals in there as well. Step 3 is we're going to create a new mind map. This mind map is going to be for the next, say, 3 months. If you've timed the first one, if you've not timed it, just say recent future. So I want this mind map to be things that you can do almost today. Sorry, my cat's making a bit of noise in the background, clearing up. But I want you to think about things that you can do today. So not like, I really want to learn this language and I want to get fitter. These are like vague goals that are great, and things that you want to do. I really want to travel. These are great. But things that a life that you could just start living almost immediately with a little bit of effort. So as little effort as possible almost. So for example, if your mind map is currently A, B and C, maybe it's just some little steps that you could start tomorrow. Maybe it's early. If one of your negatives was that you're going to bed, you know, your sleeping habits are all over the place, maybe you could add to this, I'm an early riser. And almost going back to the atomic habits of saying things that you believe about yourself is important. So something that I really took from it, I might do a little video talking about what I took from the book, but something that I took from it a little bit was things that you are and not what you're doing. So I'm trying to quit smoking and then being I'm a non-smoker is like a different thing. So just writing down on this new mind map, what is this life that you could just do with a few minor amendments that would just make you feel a bit more positive. I'm an early riser, you know, perhaps if one of your negatives was a thing that feels like you can't change it, it's like a job. Maybe it could be looking for new jobs. Maybe it could be, instead of getting fitter, goes to the gym 3 times a week. Tangible things that you could just start doing the very next day. It's also going to help you feel more in control as well. Goals that are vague and in the distance, you're not in control of, and then for me it just makes me feel deflated straight away because I can't do anything. It feels out of my control. I'm an actor as well, and a lot of my industry and a lot of my life is things that are out of my control. So it's like waiting for auditions it's kind of deflating. But what I can do is get new headshots, put myself out there. I can send emails, I can, you know, actively seek out work and practice my craft. They're things that I can tangibly do the very next day. So it's all about things that are not one day and things that you can just do now. And then do this. Say, I did said at the beginning, obviously, don't time it if you don't want to, but I think 3 months is a really nice time period to do this as well, because that's what I do it with, because my planner is actually 12 weeks. But if you're just doing this every 12 weeks, you can just sort of reflect a little bit on where's your life, what's going on right now, like how are things panning out, like are these the things that you want to be focusing on? These the things that you want to be doing? Just revising maybe the changes as well might be encouraging between the negative and the positives. I find that a lot when I look back on, because I've been doing this since COVID, when I look back on ones that are from COVID and I'm like, well, they're so different now. Like, they're goals that I don't eat. They're daily things that I either do without thinking, or I'm just sort of beyond that now. I've like progressed without really even thinking about it, because it's about just those. In a way, I think daily habits are massively important, but it's about, I think, less about habits and just tangible stuff that you can do in your life. So this isn't a goal exercise that I want you to do, because I think it's going to make you feel more lost. It's what tangible things that you can do that you're going to enjoy more, that you're going to feel more positive about. Obviously, from a working class background, so I did find some of the book myself like hard to grasp sometimes, because I don't have unlimited amount of time. Hence why I'm reading 4,000 Weeks Now, which is like a different perspective on time management. But it's like, if it can feel a bit deflating when you see these, celebrities who've got all the time in the world, or influencers who maybe come from a privileged background and they're like doing all these things, and you're like tired from maybe a day of work. But there are things that you can do, and the things that I have done that just help you feel like you're achieving things a bit more. One is doing this YouTube right now. I've always wanted to do YouTube, and it just feels so like far away. Still does a little bit, but I've started making like little steps to get to where I want to be with my YouTube. I've started posting every Tuesday and every Thursday. Kind of started to grasp what channel I want to make, but I'm just trying things out and seeing what sticks, and I think that's fine at the moment while I'm at this early stage. And I've started to make a very small amount of money from my YouTube as well. But that is something that I could tangibly just start doing. I could start doing Tuesday and Thursday videos and go for it. Maybe people will think it's cringe, and maybe I'll just go for it and just really try and make a channel that I really feel passionate about. And that's so it's a tangible thing, instead of it being like, I really want to be a full-time YouTuber, or I really want to, do this. Great. But that's it. That's all that I'll ever be for myself. So that's my 3-step plan for hopefully how you can maybe feel a little bit less lost. And if you are feeling lost right now as well, I think always just come to a day for yourself, a day of self-care as well. Little bonus step. But if you're having a bad day if you're feeling lost, and I feel like this sometimes. And sometimes you can't do your best at anything as well when you're feeling like that. Maybe it's burnout as well. Burnout from the lives that you feel like you want to lead, or the lives that you're not sure you want to lead. So take a day for yourself, order a takeaway just for one day, go for a walk, do something that you enjoy, go to cinema, go for a walk, do something that makes you feel good. And I hope that's a nice little bonus one. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. As I said, I'm giving YouTube a go for the next year. I'm doing videos on Tuesday and Thursday. Please check it out. My channel is Ease with John, to make life a little bit easier. I'm also still navigating where I want my channel to land. I'll talk about it a bit more in another video, but I started to split it because I'm a musician and a creative and an actor, and I started to split that away from this channel, but it's not quite panned out, so I'm still figuring out if I want to maybe put that on my channel as well, because I guess it is me. But if you are watching, one of my few viewers are watching regularly, let me know what you'd like to see more of, because that would mean a lot. Much love. Mwah.